Hello and welcome to Strength for the Journey. I am coming on today to talk about a couple of things that are important to me, but hopefully they're important to you and hopefully your day is going well. First, I'm going to take a sip of my chai tea. I made it from scratch. Honey, rich cream, and I had some caramel shots too. I put in. It's really delicious. Mm. Oh, it is good. But welcome to my channel, Strength for the Journey. And today I am going to be talking about my journey into the new business venture I am. Let me tell you a little bit about my history. I have been an entrepreneur. I was an entrepreneur when I was married. Me and my husband had several businesses starting when I was age 22. We had ice cream trucks. We got one ice cream truck. Then we got another ice cream truck. And then by year three, we had a total of, I want to say, six ice cream trucks. And so we rented them out and we did that going up and down the streets. I am located in Detroit. So we ran ice cream trucks for over 15 years here in Detroit. Enjoyed it. But I always enjoyed being an entrepreneur. It's not easy, but I enjoyed it. After that, we had several businesses. We had an ice cream parlor, two locations in the city. We had a car dealership, home rentals. We rented houses, purchased them. So I always been into entrepreneurship, but basically with partners. And most recently, um, in the last 10 years, I have been doing organic coffee. I was in a partnership doing organic coffee. And it started from an idea, from a concept with a business partner of mine. He always wanted to do organic coffee. We had done music, and that's another one of my backgrounds, music. With my son and also my husband, we own a music production company. And out of that production company, I began to manage my daughter, who was a singer. And then from her being a singer, she had a couple of friends. So I began to manage them. And it was a girls' band. Traveled all over the city. So I was managing a girls' band. And then we was offered an opportunity, which was amazing, to host a youth show. So I began to write downtown. So I created the format. It was called Artists in Action. We would be on once a week on a Saturday afternoon, and we would have young artists come on and perform. But it was always a focus. It was a purpose. And out of that, I created a program called Stand Up Against Bullying. And we would on the show, we would talk about important topics for youth. And bullying at that time was really getting a really spotlight. So we created it. We would do a tour, we did shows. And so, but I was in partnership with my children doing that business. But fast forward now, several other business ventures. But now in my 60s, I have taken up the pen. This is a pencil. So let me get a pen to emphasize what I'm talking about. I had taken up the pen. I used to enjoy writing. And one of my desires, passions, excitements, and dreams was to become a author. Okay. I enjoyed writing, but I didn't understand what becoming an author would be. What would it be like? Okay, write a book, send it to a printer, did it myself. I wasn't looking at contacting a publishing house. I wanted to do it myself. Heard so much about how if you get someone else to print your book or someone else signs you and you get an agent, how much money it would require. I didn't have money, but I wanted to get this book out. So I did it. I wrote the book, self-published it, DIY. Went through the process of contracting a print-on-demand company who what you do, you send them your manuscript. I had a cover created, send them the cover, bought my ISUB number, send them the information, and then you pay them per book. Did that, voila, had my first book. Excited about it. Oh, that's good. But in the midst of doing that, I said, you know what? I believe that this is not going to be my only book. I'm going to print other books, okay? So I created my own publishing company. And just like the name of this channel, Strength for the Journey, that is the name of my publishing company, Strength for the Journey Publishing. Okay. Well, so in the understanding of doing the work of publishing the book and creating this publishing company, I realized I have created a company. I have put myself in business. And that's one of the things I want to talk about today. Becoming an entrepreneur after 50. Okay. Becoming an entrepreneur after 50. It sounds exciting, which it is. It gives you freedom. It gives you flexibility, especially since I'm 60. I'm 65. And it gives you the flexibility and to be an entrepreneur. I'm used to the term, used to the lifestyle, been doing it for years. But now I'm doing my own. I'm not in partnership. I am doing this on my own. So this is what I would tell you. First of all, women entrepreneurship is truly on the rise. And we talk about women of color, Black women. We are the leading women when it comes to creating businesses. We are number one, African American women, when it comes to creating business. Okay? It's amazing. So I want you to consider it. If you have a passion, if you have a gift with creating or crafting, if maybe you're a writer just like I was, I am. Maybe you want to write a book. Wonderful. But go a little further. Not only write a book, maybe you want to do your own publishing company. Then not only would you publish your books, but you get an opportunity to publish others. We're going to talk a little bit about that later. But as I begin the journey of becoming an author and starting my own publishing company, I did a lot of research. Not that I needed to do a lot the way I did. I think I spent 2 years researching what it is to be a writer, what it is to be an author, what are the skill sets, what type of financing would it take, what are the steps in contracting others, far as someone to create my book cover, someone to do my proofwriting, someone to be my editor, because you can write the book, but you need someone to go through that book and make sure that it's flowing. You need someone to go through that book to look at grammar, misspelled words, and to also to help you to typeset it. And yes, it's programs online. Yes, we have the internet on YouTube. You can learn some of everything. And that's what I took a lot of time going on YouTube and also doing my research, learning how the process goes. Okay? So I became author into writer into author and to business owner of Strength for the Journey Publishing. Let me tell you, it's not for the faint of heart. Because if you are, maybe you are an entrepreneur, tasks, they're very important. Do I understand how to manage my time? Am I good at writing down tasks and completing them? Or do I need someone to remind me? Yes, you can hire someone for that, a coach, a personal assistant. But if you don't have the dollars at first, as you begin your journey into entrepreneurship, you have to use the D word. And the D word is discipline. You have to discipline yourself. Well, I'm an early bird, so getting up early in the morning is nothing for me. And I mean early, from 5:30 to 6 a.m., I am up, I'm wide awake, I'm setting my day in place. And setting my day in place goes like this: I'm up, I take time for prayer, I take time to make me some tea. This is not my morning tea. This is like my afternoon tea. This is my tie. It's early morning tea is like between 6:30. I need to get the refreshment for myself. I do that and I kind of reflect on my day. I have a calendar. It's so important. It's my lifeline. I have to have a calendar so I can remember dates and so I can plan my week and my month and even my year out. I have to, and I look at my calendar first thing in the morning before I begin to get on the telephone. Because after I do my reflections, prayer, drink my tea, I begin to look at my calendar, see if I have a meeting plan or see the things I need to do, maybe a doctor appointment, maybe I need to run some errands. Look at my calendar, and then I get on the telephone. When I say get on the telephone, because I am an entrepreneur, I have to make the connections that connect to the activity in which I do, that connect to the dollars, that connect to events and projects and collaborations and partnership. That is so important for me as an entrepreneur to look at collaborations as my, I guess, the backbone of my business. And I'm going to do a series on collaborations and partnerships. But for me, as a author and an owner of a publishing company, I have to collaborate with others for me to get projects done. It's easier for me because when you bring people into collaboration, it takes a load off of your shoulder. That means you're not responsible for the whole project. They bring their gifts, they bring their talents, they bring their network, they bring their dollars into the project. A couple of capital collaborations that I am working on now is the books that I have written. The first one, my personal one, No More Crumbs. I'm working on a collaboration with another author, and she's a poet. And we're coming together because she wrote a poem from my book. So we're going to be collaborating on beginning to write. And one of my dreams was to turn No More Crumbs, my first book, into a play. So, me and this particular poet and author is going to be collaborating on No More Crumbs, creating the play. So, collaborating with her is meaning I bring another writer into this project. I don't have to do all the writing, I don't have to do all the planning, and it just takes a heavy load off of me. And when you're considering it, if you're an entrepreneur, considering about being an entrepreneur, think about collaborations and the power of collaborations. First, what's very important to me when I'm looking at collaborations is me and the other individual have to be like minded. That means we have to agree on certain things. We have to have the same value system, kind of the same work ethics. Because, like I said, I'm an early bird. I'm task oriented. I know how to start a task on my own and complete it. And the individuals that I do collaborate with, those are some of the traits and the skills that I need them to have. And I'm sure they have their list that they need me to have if they're going to collaborate with me. But when we talk about entrepreneurship and we talk about starting off, and especially at the age I consider this is my letter season, we can look at, for me, it's being a more of a relaxed entrepreneur. Okay. That means I'm not into this hustle, bustle, working around the clock, getting up every day, hitting my work schedule at 7 a.m. and not stopping to 9 p.m. That's not what I do. I'm more of a relaxed entrepreneur, more of a lifestyle entrepreneur, where the work that I do, writing books, projects, activities that I do, have to center around my lifestyle. My lifestyle is not a lifestyle where I'm just going 5 days a week, 7 days a week. No, it's relaxed. My Mondays and my Tuesday is total relaxation. Mondays, I really don't try to do too much of anything. I really don't even try to get on the computer unless I have an idea to write. I will, because I love to do that. That's my passion. I will get on the computer and I will write. Other than that, my Monday is my downtime, more of a reflection on what I'm going to be doing in the week to come, okay? And who I need to contact. And as I begin to really broaden and understand that I am a writer, I am an author, but I am also a business owner, owning my own publishing company. So the people that I did have to bring into this venture, not so much as a partner, but as I contracted them, I was a publisher. So I thought hard and low, and by a friend's referral, they're also author. I contacted a publishing company locally who I have a partnership with, who take my book and I enter into a program which I will finish my manuscript, errors and all, and I send it over to them. And they call it, that part of it is the literacy doctor, where they look at my manuscript. They go through it for content, that the content flows, for spelling, for grammar, and they look at it to make sure that those things are correct. Once they do that, they send it back to me. I look at the draft. I have not given them permission to take any of my wording out. I just gave them permission, number one, to look at the grammar, to look at the spelling, and to make sure it's flowing. They do not have the permission. And after that, I also, one of my other who's on my team, I call these my team player. First, we do have the publisher. Even though I have my publishing company, they are going to be the one to print my book and help me to distribute it. And then secondly, I go to Fiverr. And if you're not familiar with Fiverr, you need to. It's Fiverr. It started with everything on there are you free. They're freelancers, and they started with doing everything for $5. Okay, that's over with. They don't do everything for $5 now. Some may have a $5 quote, but it's just the bare basic, and they can go. It depends on what you want. I have used them for um, cover design. I have used them for to create flyers. I have used them for to typeset my book, and like that particular service, when we talk about typesetting, it usually starts like at $55. I use them for that. And also, who else is on my team? I was creating my own website, and I was going through Wix. I was doing it. It was good, but the only thing about creating your own website or anything that you're doing as an entrepreneur, when you look at it, com- yes, it may be some dollars that you may have to pay, but when it comes to time, I realized the time that I was putting in, going on Wix every day, and I was going every day, trying to create and learning to create it at the same time because I didn't know how to create it, but it's very simple. You drag and drop. But the time that I was spending creating my own website was taken away from my writing. It was taken away from me structuring my company. And so the end result was my decision to hire a web designer, someone who I can send my information to, the pictures, and they would take the information and create my website. It costed, it was dollars, but compared to the time that I was spending that was taken away from my writing and structuring my business, it was well worth it. Well worth it. I'm satisfied with the product, my website, I'm satisfied with it. I have a monthly maintenance where I can call the person and they can add things to it. They have showed me how to create, how to go behind the dashboard and add different products, my upcoming events, and they have helped me. So it has saved me time. So that's another person on my team. Another thing when we talk about entrepreneurship, having your finances in order. As an author, I did not need a lot of money, but I did need finances because I need investment. I needed to invest in my services. I needed to invest in particular trainings and things I needed. So when we talk about financing your dream, your entrepreneurship journey, you do need dollars. Not saying you need hundreds of thousands of dollars, but you need investment dollars. And you may have to stay at your job and let your job be your investor as an entrepreneur. Your job is your investor in your business. So that's something to think about. You may want to also freelance because as a writer and an author, I'm talking about this is what I'm doing, but whatever your business is, it may be someone needing your skill set that you can freelance and make some dollars to finance your dream, your business. Okay? So we're looking at that and also setting up your business bank account, getting your EIN number. That's free. You go online and get it. Getting your LLC. You can do it online. At the time I did it, I think it was only $50. It might be 75. It might have went up, but you can do it all online. And those are the things to help you to structure your company. Doing a business plan. I have done several. Some long ones and also some quick short ones, writing things down because it helps you to maintain your vision. And I'm a believer in write the vision and make it plain that he that readeth it. And that is with your business plan. It is your vision. It is your vision for your business. It's your vision for your life. So you can go online. Another thing that I use all the time consistently and I'm learning is Canva. Canva. It helps you with tools to create material, create ebooks, create um, whatever. The last thing I did was create flyers. Create Canva is a plethora of different things. It helps you to create schedules. You can create schedules. You can create timelines for your business. You can create presentations. So if you are not familiar with it, get familiar with it. They have a free subscription and they also have a paid. I do the paid because I wanted more of the tools that they offer when you pay for it. So I have that. Another one, get your Zoom account. They have a free Zoom account. Now I've been going back and forth. I've paid for Zoom, which gives you more time on it. And I think it's unlimited, like 2 to 3 hours, or the free one that gives you 45 minutes. I'm back to the free one because I wasn't hosting a lot of Zooms and I was just paying this monthly fee and I just wasn't using it. So I'm back to the free one until I begin to build again and or do workshops, and then I'll pay for it. So I have Fiverr, Zoom, Canva, um, my website, get your banking foundation, and collaborations to help move my products and my services. I also have a product designer who helps me to design my products. And the products I'm saying, I have two. I have a t-shirt designer because I love t-shirts, and I have my books on it or certain uh, phrases that I love that connects with my business and helps me get my message out. I have a and I have a product designer because I have cups and I have mugs and I have totes. So I have two designers on my team. One is a t-shirt designer and one is a product designer. And I also at one time had a candle. I love candles. Matter of fact, I got one right here and it smells so good. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. So I have a product designer who designs my candles. And those are the things we're going to talk about as we continue to talk about becoming an entrepreneur and some of the things you do. So I have added, besides my books, I have added products, I have services, where I also have writing, coaching that I've added to my business, where I coach inspiring writers to become authors. And I also have added to my business a service where I coach in business development. If you are thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, yes, it's a lot of information out there. Yes, you can surf all day on the internet and go to workshops. I got to be honest, I am the workshop queen. I attend workshops. I did it in a couple of my jobs. That was my job to go to workshop. I was glad. I loved it. But sometimes you need a personal touch. And that's why I can come in and help you as an entrepreneur as you begin your journey as becoming an entrepreneur and coaching you, starting with your foundation, first starting with the idea and the concept and doing an assessment, and working with your temperament, working with your skills sets, working with the experience that you already accumulated in life. We'll do assessment and then we'll move on further. So if you're interested in hiring me as a business coach, hit me up, leave the message in the bottom of the comments. And also, I think there's a couple more services I have added as entrepreneur. But as I said, I am a relaxed entrepreneur. It's a lot of things that I can be doing and could be doing when it comes to building my business daily. But daily, I work on my business daily. And it is not like I have said for 6 hours I'm going to be working, break it up, I'm going to be writing, I'm going to be working in a publishing company, I'm going to be talking to different partners and those I'm collaborating with. No, I said chunks of time, 3 hours here, 3 hours doing another part of the business, and also spending time talking on the phone. I have friends and family that I enjoy speaking to every day. So in the midst of building my company, I do take time because it's a lifestyle company. I'm doing this because I enjoy it. It's part of who I am. I love books. I love to write and I love to read and I love to fellowship with individuals who are in the season of their life, who are creating and living their entrepreneurship experience after 60. We have a wealth of knowledge. We have a wealth of experience, and the world needs what you have. Also, I'm new to this YouTube world. I've been on YouTube, not just looking at it. I created my YouTube channel, I want to be honest, like 2 years ago. But I didn't get started. Oh my God, I didn't. But I'm on here now and I'm enjoying learning the tools to create YouTube channel that is going to be fantastic, that I myself enjoy, but others like yourself can come on here and hear about some information for entrepreneurship and just also living your best life after 50, after 60, 70, and beyond. So thank you for joining me. Just touched a little on being an entrepreneur after 60, my solo project, because like I said, I've been in business for over 40 years. But I usually was in a partnership with my husband or partners with other business partners. This time I'm doing it on my own and I'm learning some things about myself. Okay? Just like you are, you're going to learn some things about yourself like, okay, well, I thought I wanted to A, B, and C. I'm looking at my challenges and I realize some days I just don't feel like it. I just don't. But I have to remind myself that I made a commitment to myself that I am going to be a author and a book publisher and a business coach and I'm going to enjoy it. So I have to do some things to make sure that happen. Have to put some things in place. Okay? Just like you. If you're thinking about being an author, if you're thinking about just being a business owner, you have a gift, you have a talent, you have a skill that you can put in the marketplace to get you some finances. It don't have to be a lot. You don't have to say, oh, I'm going to make me $1 million in the next 2 years. That's a lot of pressure. Okay? But even adding $500 to your bottom line every month, 1,500 every month by just becoming an entrepreneur is exciting and it's wonderful. So think about it. Think about entrepreneurship as a go-to in your later life and think about it in another way. Create your own model. Believe me, no one can pattern after anyone to the T because you're a different individual. You have your own likes, you have your own dislikes, you have your own temperament. You know the things you like to do, you know the things you want to do. Okay? So when it comes to being an entrepreneur in this latter season, you get to design what it looks like. And it's fun, it's exciting, and it's very rewarding. Thank you for joining Strength for the Journey. Have a wonderful day. And I have to put my glasses on so I can end the session. I'll see you next time. We're going to be talking about structuring your company, creating your personal model as an entrepreneur. What is the style that you like? And also knowing your hours. Another thing, knowing your cycle. And I mean cycle, that means are you a morning person? Are you an evening person? Are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? Those things come into play when we talk about building our business. Have a wonderful day. See you soon.